Police have estimated a 10,000 crowd here today. That makes it about as big as the biggest Moral Monday in Raleigh. We showed up.
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Go get some friends to come out and sing with me. All over North Carolina, I'm gonna let it shine. All over North Carolina, I'm gonna let it shine. All over North Carolina, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shining out for justice, I'm gonna let it shine. Shining out for justice, I'm gonna let it shine. Shining out for justice, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We need a little bit of this other mic up here, brother. There you go, to the four. Back to the one. Yeah. This little light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
To move forward, there has always been a fight, a pushback. They pushed back then by forming an immoral movement. The precursors of the Tea Party and other groups like that. 145 years ago, they called themselves the Redeemers Movement. And they declared that their goal was to redeem the South from the sinful influence of black and white and brown people working together and influencing politics. They fought to go back by forming red shirts and the KKK and paramilitary groups to intimidate black and white voters. They fought to go back by changing election laws. They fought to go back by working to stack the courts with activist judges who would roll back the power of the new constitutional rights guaranteed by the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. They fought to go back by rigging elections and then using their pawns to pull the troops out of the South so that those who wanted to go backwards would have no force to stop them, and those designed to go forward would have no force to protect them. They fought to go back by getting the Supreme Court to render Plessy versus Ferguson in 1896 that declared separate but equal was constitutional, with only one justice out of Kentucky dissenting. They fought to go back right here in North Carolina with the violent coup d'etat riot in Wilmington that led to the election of a governor named Charles B. Aycock and a senator named Fernhold Simmons, and a regressive legislature who together ushered an avalanche of regressive public policy intended on stopping forever the vision of us being together. And when they did this, they gloated and they boasted of what they had done. But in the midst of their actions, something happened. A movement of resistance was born. And it was signaled in February 1900 when at a segregated public school, two brothers Johnson, on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, had young children sing for the first time a song that would become the anthem and the hymn of a new movement. Blacks and whites would come together and form the NAACP. They would hook up with brown and poor and wealthy people and people of faith, and they would mount a resistance and fight back against the enemies of injustice and inequality. And so, my friends, in the midst of the setbacks and the gloating of the enemy and the forces of extremism and immorality and regressivism, those early warriors, they began 113 years ago to sing and strengthen themselves for the movement. They sang in the face of extremism, lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring. They sang, stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the places for which our fathers sang. They sang, God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world we forget thee. They sang, and by faith refused to give in. They sang, and by faith they built a new movement. They sang and organized an army of resistance. They sang and believed that America would be America. They sang and believed that the South would not forever be bound in the shackles of hate and discrimination. They sang and organized their lawyers. They sang and kept faith, moving forward despite being killed and beaten and hung. They sang and by faith went into the courts and went into the streets and went into the pulpits, believing that someday things would change. They sang and by faith they won in the Supreme Court in 1954. They sang and they moved presidents and moved leaders, Republican and Democrat. They sang and by faith they beat back the John Birch Society, and they beat back Dixiecrats, and they beat back the Sovereign Commission, and they beat back Strom Thurmond, and they beat back Jesse Ham. Right here in North Carolina, they sang. Oh yes they did. They sang and reversed the course of history. And I stopped by Asheville to tell you, my friends, that this legacy is calling us once again today. Yes. Oh yes. Yes, we have seen an immoral and regressive legislature in 6 months, 180 days, turn public policy 180 degrees in the wrong direction. Yes, what they have done is mean and hurtful and wrong. But we are the children of a movement, a multiracial, multicultural movement. We are the children of a movement of deep faith and values and vision. We are the children of a movement that keeps our eyes on the prize, and we have always fought back and pushed forward. And so now, it's our time. It's our time. It's our time to take up the mantle and plant our feet one more time. Once again, we must sing the vision of freedom and justice, and by faith we must go forward. We've been here before, but we are the sons and daughters of those who won before. We are the sons and daughters of those who had hope when hope unborn had died. So don't make any mistake, North Carolina. Don't make any mistake, America. This is no momentary hyperventilation and liberal screaming match. This is a movement, and we intend to win.
When the night
love me.
Will be heard, and so we're making noise today. We're worried about the future, cause we're going the wrong way. Wake up and hear us now. No more after midnight sessions. No more citizens arrested. We want a true democracy with equal rights for all. Wake up and hear us now. For women and for all folks straight and gay. And voting should be easier and not the other way. And workers need the jobs that give them fair and decent pay. Wake up and hear us now. No more after midnight sessions. No more citizens arrested. We want a true democracy with equal rights for all. Wake up and hear us now. We're worried about the fracking that will poison all our wells. Cutting education plans will make our classrooms hell. And stop the profit making from those private prison cells. Wake up and hear us now. No more after midnight sessions. No more citizens arrested. We want a true democracy with equal rights for all. Wake up and hear us now. We care about our immigrants, our neighbors, and our friends. Don't let the biggest rioters take us for their nasty ends. We'll push for justice and reform until the very end. Wake up and hear us now. No more after midnight sessions. No more citizens arrested. We want a true democracy with equal rights for all. Wake up and hear us now. They want to take us back in time.